all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
One of these days. Right now, I'm not really earning any money, so
The stuff
right
gets
now I'm
expensive.
spending all my money on AV
Oh.
gas. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to another conversation in the cockpit. Today I have with me,
Mr. Kenneth Morris.
and he is a very cool guy. How long have you been in aviation for?
Let me think myself. 1998.
It's 1998.
Long
So,
time, yeah.
so you've been flying for a long time, and you started off in the Navy?
I did. Yep, I was in the Navy. My job in the Navy was to find diesel and nuclear submarines in the ocean from airplanes. To make a long story short, yeah. So, listen underwater the same way dolphins use echolocation. I would use echolocation to find submarines all around the world.
Very cool, very cool. What's been your favorite airplane to fly?
Trick question. So my favorite to fly has been the P3 Orion.
Okay.
That's the very first plane I ever flew. As an enlisted person, we don't get the chance to fly the plane. So I was 18, and I got an opportunity to control the yoke for the first time. That was a $45 million airplane. So
Yeah.
that's when I got my discovery flight in.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That is crazy cool.
That was the first time I knew. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'm gonna become a pilot.
Yeah.
So that was the best one I flew, and then I got a chance to fly with the Blue Angels at the last air show here in Houston. So
That's very
that's
cool.
the best ride I got. So,
Yeah. So for somebody who is considering the military or the Navy, how can they set themselves up for success so that they could fly for the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds?
I think the very first thing that I would tell from my experience is, yeah, people will tell you do good in math and science and all that, but I think it's surrounding yourself by the right people, right? Because you'll have people who you tell them you're going to be a pilot, especially if you're from a rural area or you're not from where pilots are from.
Yeah.
Say what? They now try to dash your dreams. So I think the people that you surround yourself with, having the right mentors, and then doing the obvious things. Again, working hard and dedicating yourself, because there's literally nothing you can't do. It's just applying yourself and following the right steps, a little bit at a time. So that's what I would tell them. If you want to go to the military, have a plan. Don't try to do it all at once. A little bit at a time, and you'll get there.
Yeah. People who try to do it all at once burn themselves out too quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you didn't do any type of flight training before you got into the military?
No, absolutely not. I did not even think about it. It was, again, in my neighborhood. I'm from Houston, so I'm from the downtown area in Fifth Ward, and aviation wasn't even on the radar. So I never even thought about it. I got into aviation because I scored really high on my military exam, though I didn't do really good in high school. And somebody challenged me, and I took on the challenge, and it was a great decision.
Nice. All right. Sorry, I wish I had my questions.
It's all good.
I normally fall back on them and stuff.
It's all good.
What's been the most rewarding thing that the military has taught you?
For me, it's just the persistence. And then not only the persistence, but being level-headed. A lot of people panic when things go awry in your personal life or your professional life. But the military, one of our things on the aircraft I flew on was we had a thing called we hurry up and wait. So we would fly to these places and just stay on the ready for something to happen, but just persevering, and things don't always go as planned. And when you rely on that training, it's nothing you can't really overcome.
Yeah. Do you feel like the military helped you at all with discipline?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, I speak highly of the military because it worked for me, but I know some people it didn't work for, but I also think they may not have had the right mindset going in. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to embrace the challenges and so forth. And it's not for everybody. I think for my situation out of high school, lacking discipline and not really having mentors and male figures to look up to.
Yeah, it kind of had everything you kind of needed in that moment.
Absolutely. It still pays off to this day. So it was the best professional decision I ever made.
Yeah.
So,
I've always wanted to go through like a basic training boot camp just to go through basic training boot camp. But I know as soon as you sign up for the military and you go through that, like you kind of have to stick with it. So that's the only thing deterring me from it.
Yeah, you have to fulfill that contract. But I tell people all the time, when you look back, boot camp was probably one of my favorite times.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody else in there. Everybody's scared. They don't know what's going to happen. But after you get through that portion, it's just like having a regular job.
Yeah.
No, so.
Are there any military cliches that kind of like piss you off? Like when you see it in like the movies or something like that? Like that one line where it's like, I've got nowhere else to go.
Yeah,
that's like a reference that's thrown in everywhere in pop culture.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not necessarily the truth. There's so many smart people, patriotic people who really love being from the U.S. and the military is their way to fulfill that. And then you have other people who that might be their answer. They didn't have a lot of options, basketball scholarships or academic scholarships, but that's the military. You learn how to grow up, especially if you're around the right people, mentor-wise. They teach you everything to set you up for the long term.
Yeah, set you up for success.
Absolutely.
Awesome. What is your idea of success?
Happiness.
Happiness. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can wake up and not dread going to work, or if you can wake up healthy and you have a family, or it doesn't have to be a large family. It could be a group of people who care about you.
Yeah.
That's a successful life, because a lot of people don't have that.
As long as you're breathing, you're successful.
Yeah. You mean I get to wake up and try this again? That's success. That's success to me.
I like that. So what airplanes have you trained in with the military?
So I only got a chance to fly in the P3 because when you come out of high school, you're supposed to have a 4-year degree before you fly the planes. At least a bachelor, then you go through their process and all that. Because I came right out of high school, I got introduced to aviation, but my primary job was working on secret computers in the back.
Okay.
So when I got an opportunity to fly the P3, that's when it kind of clicked for me that I don't have to sit in the back. I can actually be up here and fly the plane, and from there is when it kind of took off. So I've flown in helicopters, jumped out of a couple of helicopters. Not my favorite thing to do, but it's part of that contract, right?
You'd prefer to fly than jump out?
100%. 100%. So, so the P3 is the one that I spent the most amount of time in. It wasn't until I got out of the service and I was a part of a program during COVID where they pay for flight training for a group of hand-picked veterans who want to become professional pilots, called Forces to Flyers. And it was a game changer for me. So that's how I ended up going to a Part 141 flight school, flying the Cessnas, flying the Pipers. Just got exposed to a lot of different aircraft at that point.
Yeah. Which do you prefer, Cessna or Piper?
Piper, of course.
Piper. Pipers are where it's at, guys. I'm telling you.
Of course.
Cessnas are cool. I think, Cessnas are cool for like tours and like the aerial view and stuff like that. They're also easier to get in and out of.
Yeah.
And then I think people should train in them because they're kind of like leaves in the wind. They like really get pushed around during gusty weather. But the Pipers, like the landings are smooth, the takeoffs are smooth. It's just everything is smooth.
Yeah. I've flown some long distances in some Pipers and some Cessnas too, but I do enjoy the Pipers.
We do have some traffic at our 2 o'clock, 500 below. So if you see that, let me know. So is there anything that you think people should know before they decide to join the military?
I think just make sure it's your decision. It's not something that you're doing for someone else. And also be open-minded. It's not gonna be one of those things where it's just gonna be a cakewalk, but anything worth accomplishing, you're gonna have to work hard for.
Yeah.
They tell you, go to the military so you can travel and make money and get free school. Kinda, sorta, but you're gonna have to earn it. So have that in your mind beforehand, and just have a plan. The one thing I wish I would have done better was save my money better, because You get paid on the first and 15th, and you have medical and dental, which is cool. But I could have saved better than I did. Just the financial literacy part is what I lacked going in.
Yeah.
And you learn it later in life, but
Yeah.
I started early.
I think there's like a lot of good books out there to help you out with the financial literacy too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how much like free time do you actually get in the military?
That's a great question. It depends. So the job I had, it didn't really feel like work again. We flew on a large land-based aircraft, and I never had to go on a ship. So people say, "Oh, you really weren't in the Navy." But I was. I really was. I just had the best job in the Navy. So
Yeah.
they call it the Air Force side of the Navy. But so my when it comes to free time, it was a little different because we would take these flights, but our flights would be at least 10 hours long. Takeoff, like in the air for 10 hours.
Yeah.
So after that, we would have the next day off unless we're on deployment. So
Okay.
I didn't have a 9 to 5 per se. And then when we went overseas, I worked more hours, 12, 14-hour days easily.
Yeah.
But the reward was when we were off, then I could go wherever I wanted and explore different countries and so forth. So
That's very
good
cool.
stuff.
Yeah, I do like how you do get to kind of travel around in the military a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get exposed to different things.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing when you're here in the U.S. and you're only exposed to what you have access to, well, I guess via
Yeah.
social media and stuff now. It's a different perspective when you're in these countries.
Yeah, but even social media, like the algorithm, like kind of learns you what you like, and then you only see what you like, and then you're stuck in your own little bubble almost.
100%. It's not until you're over there and you realize everybody doesn't hate you. You know?
Yeah.
People are a lot nicer than what you may believe.
They are.
So, and I enjoy that part, just meeting people, learning new cultures, eating new food, and when you do, it just opens up your mind to just think differently about people.
Yeah. Whenever I travel, my older sister is like, "Aren't you scared?" And then I'm like, "No, it's actually safer over there than it is here sometimes." Like, kids are playing in the street. Kids don't play in the street here.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Just that exposure to life and people, how they really are. It's priceless. You can't get that in a book anywhere. So.
No, you can't. Yeah, there's a point where you need to put the books down and live through experience.
Yeah. Don't regret it later when you can't do it. So.
That's why I have like a love-hate relationship with self-help books. I used to be super obsessed with self-help books. Like I would never be anywhere without a self-help book. But then like I realized like these aren't helping me at all. Like I need to go out, I need to do things, I need to like experience things, and I'm just so happy that I did that.
Yeah, the application part. You can read the books, but it's not until you go out there and apply it. And I think one of the things is when you approach people, if you have a smile on your face, they're much more willing to smile back or greet you.
Yeah.
But if you're stone-faced, they're likely going to give you that same reaction back. So those are the type of things that you learn in a book, but you still have to go out there and apply it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I did have a question tickling at the back of my mind, but it's disappeared now.
So do we get to ask you questions?
Huh?
Do we get to ask you questions?
Yeah, you can ask me a question. Sure, why not? This is a conversation. That's how a conversation goes, right?
That's awesome. Yeah. So how was your training? What do you think your biggest hurdle was while in training?
Ooh,
From the very beginning.
my biggest hurdle was probably my own self-doubt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like especially like when it came to like solos and stuff, if somebody wasn't sitting next to me, like I would just get so scared. I still get scared when I fly solo sometimes, and it's just because all the responsibility is on my shoulders. It's usually like after the flight, and like I'm like so ecstatic because I'm like, I just did that.
That's awesome.
And like I know I can do it. It's just, you got to keep doing it to get comfortable with it too. So it's always nice having that person that you can ask questions just to like verify. But when it's only you, like you have to verify yourself, and it's so hard to verify yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely understand. My first solo out, my right leg was shaking so bad.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what am I doing?
Solo nerves are
Oh,
for real.
for solo, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the best part of your training?
Best part of my training, also the solo flying.
Yeah, right.
Also the solo flying, because like when you're up here by yourself and you're just like vibing to your own music,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's surreal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's surreal.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's both the best and the worst. Also, just like the freedom of all of this, like experiencing different kinds of weather, um, experiencing like different stress levels too. Like, there's been like a couple of landings where I'm like, I kind of like lay down on the ground for a second because I was like, I just need to be in full contact with the ground. I'm so glad I got through that.
Yeah,
I'll probably never put myself in that situation again until the next time where, like, you know, weather just kind of pops up out of nowhere. But yeah, and I'm sure at some point that feeling will go away too. But
good to be a little nervous. So you don't want to get complacent or thinking you got it all and you have the wrong attitude. Again, we learned this stuff when we started flying and just having the wrong attitude. You know, flying is a privilege.
it is.
You know, so but you have to take it each flight like it's you can't skip steps. You know, tell people all at all times.
Yeah, and each flight is so different too.
Absolutely.
Like you never know what you're gonna get sometimes. So you have to have the checklist, and then you have to have like your flow of doing things. But then also, if things like crop up, like you also have to be able to adapt to that situation as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I like to look at anxiety as it's preparing me. So like solo anxiety, if you're having it, it's because you need to study up like a little bit more. So like crack open the FAR AIM, go back to the AIM section, go check out like, you know, if you're flying to a class delta, check out the class delta section, read up on everything that you need to know. Yeah, anxiety is just there to prepare you for the flight ahead of you. So
100%.
you got to use it.
100%.
Yeah. So one of the things, so your Instagram got hacked, but that's how I found you.
Okay. Yeah.
And in one of the reels, you talk about crying and flying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So let's dive into that a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, I was actually talking to a young lady who was in her flight training, and her story is I don't want to call it disheartening. It's she spent quite a bit of money, but she didn't have a mentor or somebody to direct her on how to allocate it and where she should be at this point.
Yeah.
And it was an astounding amount, and she didn't have her PPL. I don't even know if she had solo yet, right? So she was going through these phases and these emotions, and she asked, "Was it all right to cry?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." You know, don't hold it in, but after you finish crying, like, what are we gonna do now? You know, how do we pivot? What do we do to make sure we don't have to cry again? And she was in that space where she didn't have anybody tell her that before. And it's really interesting. Once that reel went up, hundreds of people. I cried too, you know.
Yeah.
People say
everybody cries.
Yeah, everybody. It's all right, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, you know. Okay, get it out. You know, take a deep breath, and you gotta jump back in. Just don't cry and give up. You know, if this is something you really want to do. So.
This flight training can be very frustrating, especially after you've spent so much money. You're not where you want to be at. And I think that happens like a lot with girls, and unfortunately it's because there's like a little bit of like a unfair advantage for guys to find mentors and stuff, because it's easier for guys to relate to guys, it's easier for girls to relate to girls.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's such a male-dominated occupation. You know, and it's so funny though, because I've been in the space of aviation education outreach for a decade now. So, you know, the people that gravitate to me, it's probably because they can relate to me, right?
Yeah.
So, even if I have young ladies, I do have a pretty extensive network of women pilots. So, yeah, I'll get you started, but I'd like to connect you with a woman pilot because she has different experiences than me. Where, you know, certain mannerisms or certain places I go, they treat me differently. Right? Not only being a male, but being an African American male. I get the looks, you know.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is what it is. You know, I've come to embrace it now. At first, it was a little.
It's very unfortunate. But
Yeah. Yes, and it is. But you know, being in denial about it is the worst part. Is when you can accept it.
yeah.
How do you, move forward, make the most of it? So I definitely think that having mentors or somebody that you can, and it might not have to be an official title, but just having somebody you can bounce questions off of.
Like a sky sensei.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sky
Yeah.
Sensei. That's exactly what it's
Need to
about.
have a sky sensei.
Yeah, it's too hard to do alone.
Yes, it definitely is. And like also like finding friends within aviation too, because like especially if you're in the same stage of training, like having somebody like that to talk to and relate to can help you out in ways that you don't even know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then it can help you out, but as long as you don't compare yourself to where they are, because I started. It was a group of seven of us, and we all were in the same place. But sometimes weather delays will allow a person to get into a couple flights in front of the rest of the group.
Yeah.
It's not that they're doing any better, but things happen, you know. So having somebody go through it with you is great, but just remember, don't compare yourself to another person's progress or their accolade.
Yeah, your progress is your own. You're competing with yourself.
Every time, like golf,
Yeah.
right? You really compete with yourself.
You got any more questions for me?
Not question, but I will tell you, all of my training never flew with autopilot.
Really?
Ever.
Okay.
I went to a 141. So, and the interesting part about that is, this is a great flying aircraft. Like,
Oh yeah, no. Like even without the autopilot, if I have her trimmed out, she will fly. I could just like fly by the rudders if I really wanted to.
yeah, so
Yeah.
all of our training, what we did, mine was mainly in the 172, but again, we did some cross countries on some low wings, but everything was hand flown. Even to this day, I hand fly literally
Yeah.
99% of the time.
Oh yeah. I hand fly all my approaches.
That's good. This is
Yeah.
awesome, man.
I mean, like I need to like keep the aviation alive somehow. For these, like I'll throw on the autopilot just so I can focus and concentrate a little bit more on the conversation. But
This is awesome, man.
yeah, there was 2 to 3 weeks where my autopilot was completely out. I did a lot of flying those 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, that is awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you're from the Midwest or?
Yeah, from the Midwest. I grew up in the Chicago area. I did some training down in Florida. I also did some training in Louisville, Kentucky. And then I found myself in the middle of nowhere, Indiana.
Gotcha.
And then finished everything up until commercial. And now I'm just kind of flying wherever the wind takes me. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's a successful life.
it's a very successful life. Yeah, I know. It's so sad, but I have to remind myself, like, hey, where you're at right now is where you once dreamed to be. So enjoy it. Like, have fun. Like, stop being so sad.
You know, right? It's definitely, like I say, it's a blessing to be able to do it, and then
Yeah.
you share what you're doing with others, and then again through social media, because we never would have met either, other than that. But being able to do that is a blessing.
Yeah, and I've met and talked to so many cool people, and they're all so nice, and they're all obsessed with aviation, and they just want to talk shop, and I just want to talk shop, and that's what I get to do.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
can't be there. Get some sponsorships going and all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
One of these days. Right now, I'm not really earning any money, so right now I'm spending all my money on AV gas. I might not be able to keep this going for much longer.
Well, we really appreciate you. I would vote for you to get some sponsorship. This is awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, sponsor me, please. Just send me a
Good stuff.
hat.
This is good stuff.
Hey guys, thank you again for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment. I really appreciated all the engagement on the last video. I love reading your comments. I love responding. So please, please, please comment more. You guys actually gave me like a couple of ideas for videos too. So thank you so much for that. And stay tuned for the next one.